Have you ever wondered why some men never chase women? They don't double text. They don't beg for replies. They don't compete for attention. And when someone loses interest, they don't desperately try to win them back. At first, this can look like they don't care. But sometimes, psychology tells a very different story. There are 5 psychological reasons why some men refuse to chase. And the last one says a lot about their emotional strength. They don't need constant validation. The first reason is simple. They don't need someone else's attention to feel valuable. A man with healthy self-esteem doesn't constantly ask himself, does she like me? Why hasn't she replied? What can I do to make her interested? Instead, he understands that his worth doesn't depend on someone else's approval. He'd rather be genuinely wanted than desperately accepted. That's why he doesn't try to convince someone to love him. Because real connection shouldn't require constant persuasion. 2. They pay attention to reciprocity. The second reason is mutual effort. They notice who starts the conversation, who makes the plans, who checks in, and who actually makes an effort to keep the connection alive. If he's always doing everything while the other person gives almost nothing back, he doesn't chase harder. He steps back because he understands something important. Interest should be visible from both sides. Mixed signals might create curiosity, but consistent effort creates trust. He isn't looking for someone he has to constantly pursue. He's looking for someone who wants to meet him halfway. The third reason is that they have their own purpose. Their world doesn't stop because someone isn't texting them. They have careers, goals, friends, hobbies, fitness, business, personal ambitions. They're building a life they're proud of. And that's important because when your entire sense of happiness depends on one person, you become emotionally dependent on their attention. But when you already have purpose in your life, a relationship becomes something you add to your life, not something you need to complete it. Their confidence comes from progress, not from notifications on their phone. The fourth reason is they don't confuse attraction with compatibility. Someone can be incredibly attractive and still be completely wrong for you. That's why some men don't immediately act on every attraction they feel. They observe, they listen, they pay attention to how someone treats other people. They look at values, personality, emotional maturity, and consistency. Because attraction can happen in seconds, but compatibility takes time to discover. They'd rather wait for the right connection than rush into the wrong one. 5. They can handle rejection. And here's the biggest reason. They don't see rejection as a personal failure. If someone says no, they accept it. If someone loses interest, they don't beg them to stay. If the connection isn't mutual, they let it go. Why? Because emotionally resilient people understand something powerful. You cannot force genuine attraction. Someone not choosing you doesn't automatically mean you're not valuable. It simply means the connection wasn't right. And instead of asking, how do I make them want me? They ask, why would I chase someone who doesn't want me? That's the difference between seeking connection and seeking validation. The real psychology behind it. So, if you see a man who doesn't chase, don't automatically assume he doesn't care. He may simply understand his own value. He may value self-respect over approval, mutual effort over one-sided attention, purpose over obsession, compatibility over impulse, and acceptance over desperation. Because the goal isn't to find someone you can convince to love you. The goal is to find someone who chooses you freely. And when two people genuinely want each other, there's no need for one person to spend their entire life chasing the other. Real connection feels mutual. If you want more psychology-based videos that reveal the hidden patterns behind human behavior and relationships, subscribe and stay tuned.